In the global race against climate change and environmental degradation, South Korea is working toward becoming a leader with its massive adoption of green building practices. The country's dedication to sustainable development is exemplified by its robust green building certification systems, notably the Green Standard for Energy and Environmental Design (GSEED), which marks a significant step towards a greener future. But before we jump into it, if you're excited to learn more about how Korea is going green, like the video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep covering stories on the countries that are defining this rising age of Asia. First, we must understand why Korea is making extra efforts to go green, as the technological country deals with many environmental issues due to its dense population and being highly urbanized. Up till now, South Korea's rapid industrialization, especially in sectors like steel, electronics, and automotive manufacturing, has heavily relied on fossil fuels. This industrial framework, crucial for economic growth, significantly contributes to high CO2 emissions. The country's energy sector, reliant on coal-fired power plants and minimal use of renewable resources, is a major contributor to CO2 emissions as well. Despite recent efforts to diversify energy sources, coal remains a primary energy source. Then, the rapid urbanization and an increase in vehicle usage has also contributed to higher CO2 emissions. The densely populated urban areas, coupled with a high demand for transportation, exacerbate the CO2 emission levels. Also, compared to other OECD countries, South Korea has been slow in developing infrastructure for renewable energy sources like wind and solar power. This lag is partly due to geographical constraints and initial high investment costs. There has been a lack of consistent policy support and investment in renewable energy technologies. The focus on traditional energy sources has hindered the growth and integration of renewable energy into the national grid. Moreover, while public awareness and acceptance of renewable energy have been growing, the country still lags behind the levels necessary to drive a rapid transition to renewable energy sources. And of course, for anyone, South Korea has long grappled with severe fine dust pollution, primarily from domestic sources like diesel vehicles and industrial activities, and external sources such as air currents carrying pollutants from neighboring countries like China. Fine dust particles pose serious health risks, leading to respiratory problems and other health issues. This has raised public health concerns and increased pressure on the government to address air quality issues. The government has implemented measures like regulating vehicle emissions, introducing air quality forecasting systems, and collaborating with neighboring countries to tackle transboundary pollution, as well as planting more trees. But, unfortunately, this issue is one that continues to persist, much like many other densely populated Asian cities. In its pursuit of rapid economic growth, South Korea traditionally gave less priority to environmental considerations. This led to policies that were more reactive than proactive in addressing environmental issues. Environmental policies have often been fragmented, lacking a unified and long-term strategy. This has resulted in measures that are more symbolic or short-term, rather than systematically addressing underlying environmental challenges. Recent years have seen a shift, with the government placing greater emphasis on sustainable development. However, aligning economic objectives with environmental goals remains a challenge, necessitating a more integrated and comprehensive policy approach. Globally, green building certification systems have emerged as key instruments in promoting environmental responsibility and energy efficiency in construction. These systems, including South Korea's GSEED, the US's Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, LEED, and the UK's Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method, BREEAM, play a pivotal role in steering the construction industry towards sustainable practices. They serve as benchmarks for building design, construction, operation, and maintenance, focusing on reducing carbon footprints, conserving natural resources, and improving occupants' well-being. Introduced as part of its sustainable development strategy, GSEED is tailored to meet Korea's specific environmental, cultural, and social needs. This system emphasizes energy efficiency, resource savings, and creating healthy, productive environments. With GSEED, South Korea has positioned itself as a leader in Asia, demonstrating a strong commitment to sustainability in the built environment, and serves as an effort to combat the environmental issues mentioned earlier. Then, There is also the push for green schools. South Korea has amended its construction regulations, making green building certification mandatory for new public school buildings over 3,000 square meters. This move, a testament to the nation's dedication to sustainable development, aims to reduce energy consumption and promote eco-friendly architecture in public infrastructure. By 2022, over 20,000 buildings in South Korea had received green building certification, showcasing the country's substantial progress in this domain. To do this right, the South Korean government will require a lot of action through the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, MOLIT, and the Ministry of Environment, which plays a crucial role in administering the Green Building Certification Scheme. This collaboration reflects the government's proactive approach to integrating sustainability into national development policies. Adopting green building practices is not only environmentally beneficial, but also economically advantageous. Green buildings often result in lower operating costs due to reduced energy and water consumption. Overall, South Korea's commitment to green building certifications is a great example of how a nation can effectively incorporate sustainability into its developmental agenda. The mandatory green certification for new public schools, as mentioned earlier, is a significant stride in this direction. While there is still work to be done, as South Korea continues to evolve its green building standards, it works to set a precedent for other Asian countries as a whole. But to learn more about Korea, check out our playlist below. Also, if you found videos like this insightful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated with this rising age of Asia.